Hello, friends. It's your boy Jeff again, back in VC. This video is going to be a little bit of records and books. So today is my one day off over like a 2-week span. So I took advantage of the free time today and I went to my Goodwill again and looking for records like I've been doing, and I've been having, semi-decent luck at my local Goodwill, which makes me feel good. So I've yet to find that perfect rare gem that I've seen others find at their Goodwills, but you know what I've been finding has been in pretty minty condition, and they're records that I probably honestly would have bought if I came across them somewhere else. So that makes me happy. And then I also went to a different half-price books around in my area to look for more Stephen King. So I'll be talking about that too. So starting off with the Goodwill goodies, if you will, I found 2 records. First off being Jackson Browne's Running on Empty. This is a classic rock staple that you can easily hear on the radio almost any day of the week. And it still has the original inner, and it's in minty condition. So I couldn't say no. The prices on these albums are all $2.95. That seems to be the average rate. And the stickers on the cover were white. I think when they're green, they're so much off, and if they're blue, there's so much else off. That must mean they've sat there for a long time or something. I don't know. But still, for $2.95, that's not bad. I'll take Running on Empty. The cover's in nice shape. Somebody put their initials in the back cover, I think. Looks like it's printed on there. Record looks mint, so sold. Easily sold. And the other record that I found is a double album, although it's not a gatefold. I don't know if it's going to show too well on here. It's embossed. It's the George Benson collection. And it says George Benson here on the cover. Show the track list on the back here. You've got, it's a greatest hits collection. Turn Your Love Around. Great song. Give Me the Night on Broadway. Yeah, I'll take a double album greatest hits of George Benson for $2.95 any day of the week. Still has the original inners. They look to be plastic, which is good. That helps protect the record even more, because these are also minty too. I may not even need to clean these. That's how nice they are. I'm looking at them, and there doesn't even look to be any dust on these, aside from my little fingerprint here I'm putting on the edge. That is. So the George Benson collection was the other album I found at Goodwill today. So that was pretty good. I was pleasantly pleased with that. A little bit of chipping on the front edge of this cover, but other than that, everything's in good shape. So yeah, I'm probably going there. This is like my 3rd time there in the last maybe 2 months. So I'm thinking probably when I have these Fridays off once a month, if I'm able to, maybe I'll just slide over there and see what they've got. So could be a thing. So I'm pretty happy with that. Then I went to a different half price than the one I went to last weekend, and I found 3 more Stephen King books that I didn't have in hardback. The first one being Nightmares and Dreamscapes. This is a very thick short story collection. When this came out in 1993, I don't know why I didn't buy the hardcover. I bought the paperback. So who knows? I don't know what was going on back then, but whatever it was, this one slipped by me and I didn't get it in hardback. So here's the back. Here's King circa 1993. This is probably a book I'll revisit, at least to a certain degree, because I have to give a shout out to Beth from B-Side Records. The comments to my King video, the Flip Zone one that I just did, she told me about a channel called The Horror Show, which I also heartily recommend. Especially if you're into Stephen King, because they have an entire playlist of videos that are dedicated to all things King. And since she told me about that channel, I've probably watched, I don't know, 5 or 6 videos, but they're like an hour-long videos. I watched the one ranking King's 80s novels. The one I'm working on right now is 10 best short stories, of which a couple come from this collection. So I was happy to get this one. And it's in very nice shape. It will go into a plastic book cover, just like all my other King hardbacks will eventually as I work on them. So very happy to get that one. And just as another aside to you, Beth, hopefully you're watching, I looked for a copy of It for you. And they had one, but it wasn't in very good shape. And they wanted like $23 for it, which is insane. It's supposed to be a half-price book, and they've got this outrageous price tag on it. Even though it's a 20% off everything this weekend, still. And the binding was broken. The dust jacket was pretty rough, and they're still asking $23 for that? No. If I'm going to get you a copy of It, you're going to get a nice copy. So I'm going to keep a lookout for you, and I'm sure one will turn up down the road somewhere. So keep hope alive, but sorry it wasn't today. There were a couple of other King books there that I was thinking about getting. They had a copy of Christine, which is one of the ones I need, but the dust jacket was ripped. Like half the spine was gone on the dust jacket. So, and again, they want $15 for it. I'm like, come on. The damn thing's not even worth $5, and you're trying to charge $15. That's not half price. Ugh. Anyway, all 3 of these books were either, I think, $8, and I think Nightmares was $9. And I've already spoiled showing you the spine, trying to illustrate the Christine flaw. I picked up Wolves of the Calla, Dark Tower 5. This is one I used to own, one that I got rid of, and I decided to buy it back. There's King when this came out in what? 2000 and... When did this come out? 2003. So, yeah, I'm reacquiring them. The problem I had with this book, and gotta take a drink because I'm gonna talk for a minute. The problem I had with this book is that King was losing the plot by the time he got to this one. Like I said in my last video, there was a 7-year gap between number 4, which was Wizard and Glass, and this one. So I think he was away from the story too long. I think he didn't necessarily know how to finish it. I think he just didn't know what to do. So the plot does not move along very far in books 4 and 5, because this one, just like in 4, is taken up by another character telling a very long story about themselves. In this case, it's about Father Callahan, who was a character in Salem's Lot, which was interesting. You know, it was nice to see a link to that earlier book, because we find out what happened to Father Callahan, you know, from the last time we saw him in Salem's Lot. But the problem is, and this is another thick book, I mean, it takes up the majority of the damn book. That it should have been, if he wanted to tell the story of Father Callahan, fine, he should have made it a separate novel, you know? It's like, this was one of those things where they go into this town, and I'm just going off of memory, you know, this is memory that's, you know, what, 15, 16 years old now. They go into this town, and this town is being harassed by like these robots who are kind of dressed like Doctor Doom. He compared them a lot to Doctor Doom because they had these dark green capes and they ride these horses, and um, he meets Father Roland and his crew meets Father Callahan in this town, Caliber and Sturgis. That's why it's called Wolves of the Calla. And Father Callahan tells his whole backstory from when we saw him in Salem's Lot to the present in this book. So it's like, okay, great. You know, that part was okay, but by the time it's finished, there's like 100 pages left to go in this book. And it's like, guys, you gotta resolve the story here. What's gonna happen? And again, the ending was rushed and unsatisfying. So when I finished this book, I was very, very worried because there were already rumors of 2 more of these books coming out to finish the saga. And I'm thinking, okay, it's not looking good here because we've spent already 2 whole books and we have not moved the plot further along the beam, if you will. So I was very, very worried. Nonetheless, I reacquired this book. It's basically just to have it, just for completest sake. I'll end up getting, well, I'll just blow the surprise for everything. I got Song of Susanna, which is Dark Tower 6. That was the other book I got. And also with the same, is that the same picture as what's on the 5th one? Yeah, same picture. So I honestly don't have strong memory of this one. I know I read it. I remember certain points of the story, but honestly, I don't really remember this. This came out in 2004. So, again, this is just for completeness sake. They didn't have the last book. Otherwise, I probably would have bought that one too. But I know this did not spend, again, I'm just showing you the thickness of these books because they're so long. This one moved the plot along, I know. It wasn't sidetracked with someone's long backstory, but it didn't seem to be all that memorable. I don't know. I may have to skim this one over to see. We'll see. But, you know, basically for the sake of completeness, to have a full shelf of all King hardbacks, those are the reason why I bought those 2. So if I come across the last one, I'll buy that one too. I'll reacquire it because like I said, I used to have them, and then I actually sold them back to half price way back when. So yeah. But anyway, back to what I was talking about, the horror show. If you were into Stephen King and you want to learn, you know, some more about his stuff and get some people's opinions on his books, highly recommend checking it out. It's the Horror Show. It's a YouTube channel. So, and if you go into the playlists, they have an entire playlist of nothing but Stephen King videos. So, the ranking videos I'm enjoying quite a lot. I want to see how they ranked his 70s novels and then his 90s novels. I think they were going to do the 2000s, but I don't know if that video has been made yet. But in any case, basically anything King related, whether it's TV shows, movies, comics, books, anything you can think of King related is covered to some degree there. You can probably find a video on it. So thanks for that recommendation, Beth. I really appreciate it. I've subscribed to them, so I will be catching up on them a lot. And I will be looking out for it for you, a copy of it. Speaking of it, I'm 300 pages into that book, so there's no turning back now. I'm all in. I hope to knock some big chunks out of that book over this long holiday weekend. And I'm enjoying it. So far, so good. I'm enjoying it. So there you have it. So that's my Goodwill goodies and half price finds today. Thank you all for watching. Coming soon. This is the 5th video that I've filmed today, but it's going to be the first one that I upload. The other 4 are 78 videos. So I played 4 78s and I made 4 separate videos for that. So you'll be seeing those in the coming week, probably. Every couple days I'll upload one. This weekend's going to be busy, and next week I'll be on first shift and I'll be dog tired after a couple of days of that. So I hope you like the 78 content, because you're going to be getting more of it. And there were some pretty good songs in there that I have to say, they were pretty enjoyable. It seemed like the camera was able to catch the audio pretty good too. So a lot of them turned out pretty well, sound-wise. So that's to come. But for now, everyone have a good weekend. Happy Labor Day. To all my Florida VC brothers, be safe. Whatever you do, don't take any chances. Hurricane is coming your way. It's only getting stronger according to the weather reports. So do whatever it takes to keep yourself safe. And we will be praying for you up here. Hopefully it will be okay. Just keep your fingers crossed. So all that said, take care everyone. Have a great weekend. Love you all. Peace. And I will see you soon.